Howdy folks, hope you're all having a good one. Welcome back to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. No, I'm not rescuing Hans. If you think about it, it's not only Hans's fault. I'm actually doing him a favour. Being locked up in Castle Malenshov is in his own best interests. He got himself captured, did that without any help from me. And also, if his uncle actually gave a shit about him, he would have ransomed him long ago. So, if you think about it that way, why would I want to rescue Hans and return him to an uncle who doesn't care about him? At least in Castle Malenshov he's being looked after. So, by ignoring the main quest to go and rescue Hans, and instead just concentrating on completing every single available side quest rather than getting on with the plot, I'm actually doing Hans a favour. He should be grateful. I'm sure he won't be because he's Hans, but he should be. Hello, what's this? It's like an abandoned... Wait. I mean, it looks abandoned. Huntsman's Lodge, and yet there's some laundry up. I mean, obviously, according to the marker, it's an old huntsman's lodge, but it's basically collapsed, and yet somebody is living here. Oh, I detect side quest. Yep. Oh, hello. You're very nice.
Greetings to you.
That's a smashing dress you're wearing, or at least it was the last time you washed it.
What's going on here?
Well, Ma's gone crazy because Pa hasn't come back from the village yet. Try and tell her to calm down. I don't know what else to say to her.
You live here? In the woods?
Well, it wasn't our choice, believe me. But it's a long story, and I don't want to hold you up. God be with you.
Yes, the irony that I'm criticising the state of her clothing while I'm standing here covered in other people's blood and guts isn't exactly lost on me. Look, don't judge, all right?
What's going on? Do you need help?
Thanks for stopping here. My husband Mikush hasn't returned from Bylany. Me and Vendula are awfully worried about him.
Wait, I need to know a bit more. What's your name?
Svatava,
I'm Henry. And Vendula would be...
our only daughter.
And your lost husband is... Mikush?
Aye. Since we've been living in this hut, he's been going to work to Bylany.
When did you last see him?
He left a few days ago. He's never been away this long.
What job did he do in Bylany?
He's a damned good tailor. But besides that, he does odd jobs around the village. He always brings whatever he earns here. Mostly food. The little we manage to grow here isn't enough.
Why don't you look for him yourself? Bylany isn't that far.
I can't. I've injured my ankle. I can't walk that far.
What happened?
I twisted it when we were running away from the soldiers through the forest. It's better now, but it still hurts. It would take me half a day to limp to Bylany.
So why don't you send your daughter?
By herself? Are you mad? She's young, inexperienced. Something might happen to her.
Did your Mikush have any enemies you know of?
Enemies? No. He's a nice man. He never hurt a soul. Maybe he's a bit too nice. He trusts everyone. I'm worried someone might have tricked him into something.
What do you mean?
He thinks people are good deep down. I don't think that. People can be right bastards. That's why I'm so worried about him.
Well, she's clearly the brains of the operation.
Do you want me to find him?
You do that for me?
Well, beats rescuing Hans.
Yes. Don't worry. I'll find him. Where do you think I should start? In Bylany?
Aye. Ask about him in the tavern. He wears a fine embroidered hat. Everyone will remember him.
Why are you here? In the forest?
We had a big house in Messales. But then Sigismund's mercenaries decided to burn the village to the ground. Mikush, Vendula and me all escaped at the last moment. The others weren't so lucky. It was hell on earth. You can't imagine the terror.
I'm from Scallis. I reckon I can.
You can. I don't know. In any case, we ended up here. At least we had some roof over our heads. But now, I don't even know what'll happen next.
Why did the soldiers attack your village?
Why? Good Lord, such a question. They didn't ask us anything. The worst thing is, the village paid some mercenaries for protection. But they took off the moment they saw horses kicking up dust on the horizon. I'm glad old Svartosh, my father, didn't live to see it. His heart would have burst.
Met those mercenaries before. About as useful as tits on a fish.
How are you getting along here?
Now, quite miserably. I hope you find my Mikush soon. We won't be able to go on without him.
I'll try and look for him.
Oh, bless you, kind soul. And good luck.
Yeah, those mercenaries were actually camped out on the road to the north of Messala's. Not Sigismund's mercenaries, they're all camped out in Sigismund's war camp. No, I mean the mercenaries that the villagers in Messala's hired to defend them against, well, things like Sigismund's mercenaries. The second they saw Sigismund's troops approaching, they just grabbed whatever loot they could carry and then ran. Watched the village burnt to the ground from a distance and then set themselves up in an old abandoned blacksmith. Oh, hello. A drying rack. I can use this. Preserve my belladonna. Generally, when you do an alchemy, you want to use fresh herbs wherever possible. But fresh herbs decay, dried herbs last forever. However, if you have a high enough alchemy skill, the lower quality of dried herbs doesn't actually matter. Let's have a word with the daughter.
I spoke with Svatova. I'll try and find your pa.
Really? Who would have thought there are still such kind people in the world?
My name is Henry.
I'm Vendula. Do you need help with anything?
I need to know more about your father.
I don't know how to best describe him. He's a peaceful man who wouldn't even hurt a fly. Well, he's a bit fussier than other men when it comes to dressing. That's a tailor for you.
How does he get along with people?
Usually good. He got into a fight only once, in the tavern. I don't remember why. Ma gave him an earful that time.
A peaceful man doesn't fight for no reason. Try to remember what happened. It might be important. Maybe someone wanted to get revenge.
Well, when I picked Pa up at the tavern, he was sitting with some friends playing dice. He must have been doing pretty good, because I heard one fella accuse him of being a wizard.
So he might have got into a fight over a dice game?
Lower your voice. Ma doesn't know anything about it. He might have got into a fight only over the dice. But otherwise, he's harmless.
So he's a pretty good dice player.
So your ma doesn't know Mikush played dice?
No, and I'm begging you, don't tell her. She'd be even more worried about him. Take care, sir.
Alright, I figure I know everything that, well, I need to know, or anything that I'm going to find out from these two. So, Bylany is there. It's not actually that far. I think it only took just over an hour to get here. Then again, if the old woman's sprained her ankle, you don't want to be walking that kind of distance. So, this is where Mikush, the tailor, comes to earn money by doing odd jobs and repairing people's clothing. This place does look familiar. I mean, obviously I've been here before, I wouldn't be able to fast travel here, but I'm struggling to remember exactly what it was I did here. Is this the place where they had that fight club where the bailiff was interfering and wouldn't let them... Wait, no, that was Miskovitz. So what? I mean, I know I've been here before. It looks... Oh, hang on, I think I remember. This is where I picked up the quest with Jan Posey. To go and rescue his brother from a bunch of Cuman mercenaries. And recover the bones of his father so they could be delivered to the monastery at Sedlitz. Do you remember that one? This was it. He was hanging around outside the gate.
Good day. What would you like?
Oh, that's odd. If Mikush liked to play dice, you'd imagine you could speak to a dice player about him. But no, I guess not. Alright. One of the barmaids, maybe?
Certainly.
Hello?
Have no fear.
Turn your back on me, woman. Oh, maybe this one. Hello.
Greetings to you.
Do you know someone by the name of Mikush?
Who?
Mikush. A fellow with a nice hat. I heard I might find him round here.
I know who you mean, but I never really spoke with him. You'd be better asking the tavern keeper.
All right. So where am I going to find the innkeeper?
It's burned down a farm.
In
near
the inn,
Nimbo.
presumably.
Shit. Who was it?
I don't know. But it wasn't some
But
rebel.
no,
Christ.
apparently
Where are
not.
the royal captains when you need them?
I wouldn't be.
May the best plan.
Okay. Chernik. What do I know that name? No, I'm thinking of Comrade Brother Chenyek. Different name. From Kuttenberg. Oh, here he is. The innkeeper.
Greetings to you. How can I help?
I'm looking for one fella. He's named Mikush.
Mikush. Doesn't ring a bell.
They say he wears a fancy hat.
Ah, the Hatter, of course. He's not from around here. He started showing up a few months ago. Just for a few days at a time. Sometimes he'd sleep here.
I hear he made his living as a tailor in the village.
I don't know anything about that. He never offered me his services.
I hear he enjoys a game of dice.
He does indeed. He plays a lot. I noticed that about him.
Is he any good?
You're asking too much of me, my good man. People are always playing dice here. Winning and losing. I can't keep up. Ask Chernik. He's the dice champion here. He'll certainly know more. See you soon, my friend.
Ah, and I just saw Chernik. Not to be confused with Comrade Brother Chenyek of the People's Popular Front of Kuttenberg back at the hole in the wall. Actually, it just occurred to me, have you noticed how you never run across two characters in these games with the same name? When of course you would in reality, because there's only so many names to go around. Anyway, here he is, Chernik.
Greetings. What do you need?
I'm looking for someone. His name's Mikush.
Mikush? Never heard of him.
I've been told he wears a...
Fancy hat?
Exactly.
I've seen him around here. But I don't see why I should talk to a stranger about another stranger.
The innkeeper told me that you definitely played with Mikush.
Aye. I do like a good game of dice. But I'm not telling you anything else about him.
Why's that?
Because I don't know you. Like me ma always said, never talk to strangers. Come on, let's roll some dice instead.
I don't have time for this shit. I mean, I could beat it out of him, but he's not doing anything that I wouldn't do, and it's better to have friends than enemies.
Listen, Mikush's family is looking for him. His wife and daughter. They're worried about him. They're refugees from Messales, living in a hut in the woods. They've lost everything, now even their provider. Can you live with that on your conscience?
Look, I wouldn't wish ill on anyone. And all right, I do know a bit about him.
Tell me then.
I've known Mikush since the first moment he showed up here to play. Unsurprisingly. The bloke looked like he couldn't count to 5. I thought I'd found an easy mark. But man, was I wrong. He's a great player. And that kind of praise means something coming from me. He knows when to bet everything on the final roll.
So he won a lot?
Aye, for a while. Until his luck ran out. Then he started borrowing. One time he got so desperate, and maybe had a few too many beers, he started going on about his buried fortune in Messales, saying he'd surely pay back anyone who lent him money. Ha!
Did anyone lend him anything?
Aye, and Mikush won everything back.
And did he pay back the money he borrowed?
Of course, every last groschen. He was laughing the whole time, too.
What about that buried fortune of his? Did he ever mention it again?
The next day, he claimed he made it all up, saying he just had too much to drink. Only nobody believed him.
Did anyone seem particularly interested in his fortune? Someone who'd want it for himself, and would go after Mikush because of it?
Everyone was interested in it, but Mikush never talked about it again. Besides, that village is burned to the ground and full of rabble. Messales is an awful mess. That rhymes!
When did you last see Mikush?
A few days ago. He was playing against that hired hand, Drat. Drat lost and didn't have enough money. They left together, and Mikush hasn't shown up since. Huh. That's pretty suspicious now that I think about it. That Draught bloke's an odd duck.
What do you mean, odd?
I've heard he's been dealing with some bandits. You'd better have a word with him. But be careful.
Where can I find this drat?
Somewhere in the village. I reckon he'll be at the farm he works at. Well, technically, because he's a big fella and looks strong, they made him into something like the village catchpole. But to tell you the truth, he's less a catchpole and more just a regular farmhand pretending to be a catchpole.
Where can I find this drat?
I already told you. At the farm or somewhere in the village.
I'll go have a talk with Drat then. Thanks.
Don't mention it. And if you ever fancy a game, you know where to find me. Farewell.
Alright, so we know the gambling isn't a problem. He's apparently a pretty good dice player. And, well, he ended up borrowing money in order to cover his debts, but then he just won all the money back and repaid the debts. So he doesn't owe anybody any money. That's not a reason for him to disappear. But he did start gobbing off about having a bunch of buried treasure in Messales in order to get people to cover his debts, which he ended up winning back and repaying. But I'm calling bullshit on the whole buried treasure thing, because a guy with untold secret riches doesn't live in an abandoned huntsman's shack in the middle of the forest. But just because I'm calling bullshit on it doesn't mean other people might not have overheard it and believed it.
You're Drat.
Aye, that's me.
Can I ask you something?
Ask away. But do it fast, I don't have all day.
Yeah, because you look so busy.
Do you know a fella by the name of Mikush?
I don't know any Mikush.
Nah, knock it off. I hear you left the tavern together. And no one has seen Mikush since.
Oh yeah, that fella. We were heading in the same direction, but then went separate ways. That's all I know.
Oh, really?
You certainly know something about Mikush's disappearance, and you should talk.
Should I? Why's that?
Because if you don't, I will happily kick 7 different shades of shit out of you. How about that for a reason?
It's got to do with your well-being. If you don't talk, I'll beat you worse than a dog.
All right, fine. Just calm down. It's not my fault. It was Hanker.
Who the fuck's Hanker?
Who's this Hanker woman?
Hanker's not a woman, but a man. We've known each other for years. He was a hired hand in Messales. Certainly know what happened there. The horror. Not long ago, he came to see me. Said he was the only survivor from the entire village, but I know that wasn't true.
Because you met Mikush.
I thought he'd be quite happy that someone else got away, but he was actually quite upset about it.
What do you mean, upset?
Well, you could see it on him, all nervous-like. Seemed to me like it was rubbing him up the wrong way. That Mikush, of all people, survived.
Interesting. Did he tell you anything else?
I didn't ask him any more questions.
Are you sure about that?
So, someone comes to see you, acts all odd, and you don't ask any questions? I don't believe you. You must have had a normal conversation, seeing as you're old friends. And he had to have told you something.
Well, I understood he quarrelled with Mikush and his family about some money, a family inheritance. Nothing unique there. It happens in every family, so I didn't pry any deeper. Then he said he'd like to talk to Mikush and whether I could set up a meeting.
Yeah, I can see where this is going.
Thanks to you, he knew Mikush frequents the tavern. So why didn't he go and find him? To talk with him?
I don't know.
Damn it! Come clean. You must have asked him the very same question. So you know the real reason. Admit it.
Hanker told me he'd joined up with some bandits, so he didn't want to show his face in the taverns. It wasn't so long ago they robbed a merchant here. I reckon he was afraid someone might recognize him.
So he wanted to rob Mikush?
I really have no idea. Hanker didn't tell me. I just wanted to help out an old friend. I didn't know what he was up to. What the hell do I care about some strange fellow with a funny hat, damn it? Hanker told me to take Mikush outside the village and then he'd meet him there. But he said Mikush couldn't know about him, and he left figuring out how to do that up to me. So I played dice with Mikush. He's damn good, so I had no problem losing a few games. In no time at all, I owed him quite a few groschen. I told him I could pay my debt immediately, but he'd have to come with me to my hiding place. He didn't blink an eye. He's damn trusting, given how things are today. I took him a little way outside the village, told him I was going to take a piss, and then took off. And that's all. I don't know anything else.
And just what the fuck did you think was going to happen?
Where did you take him? I want the exact location.
Yeah, here, just outside the village, on the way towards Missalus.
What a piece of shit.
Are you trying to lie again, Drat? If he wanted to settle a family dispute with Mikush, he wouldn't have lured him outside the village for a chat. Unless you want to piss me off, you'll tell me the truth. Now.
All right, fine. It was a bit further away from the village. Actually, it was quite far.
Where were you supposed to take Mikush?
A crossroads by the forest, on the way to Missalus. Actually, almost right by Missalus. A little beyond the woodsman's camp. Just go straight. 2 roads intersect there. It's the only proper crossroads on the way.
What happened at the crossroads? I want the truth.
Well, as I was saying, I took Mikush there and told him I needed to take a piss. Then Hanker jumped out of the woods with some bandits. They grabbed him. He began to scream, but there was no one around to hear him.
And what did you do?
I didn't wait to find out what would happen. I ran.
And what did you get out of this?
What did Hanker promise you for bringing Mikush to him?
Nothing. I did it out of friendship.
Are you trying to lie again?
Do you want a fucking
right.
slap?
He said he'd give me part of the buried inheritance.
Where might Hanker be now?
I only know what he told me. That he ran off into the forest. And that's where he joined up with those bandits. He bragged about how they made him their captain.
So Hanker wanted to get his hands on that inheritance the whole time?
I reckon so.
He felt the family owed it to him, but I don't understand why.
Family. Skeletons in the closet. You never know.
How long have you known Hanker? Since you're such good friends?
We go back a long way. As youngsters, we'd beat the shit out of each other in the Missalus tavern. As it often goes, we ended up becoming friends over a beer, you know? But I haven't seen him since I've been working as a catchpole. Not until now, that is.
Well, if you were such good friends, you must know more than you're telling me.
Maybe. But it's not important.
Every detail is important.
So listen up. Hanker always had one big problem. No woman would have him. He's always said it's because he's not rich. But he's just a hired hand. As if a hired hand can't shag. The stories I could tell.
Get to the point.
Last year, his cousin danced with him at a feast. He was like a new man. He wouldn't stop talking about her. Vendula this, Vendula that. As if he was in love with her. And then, all of a sudden, nothing. He never mentioned her again.
Mikush's daughter.
I'm not wasting any more time with you. God only knows what Hanker's done to Mikush, and you're responsible for it. Be ashamed. You sold out an innocent man for a handful of groschen. Sickening.
I'm truly sorry.
Being sorry won't help. You're a snake in the grass. You deserve punishment.
Please, don't tell anyone. No one can find out.
What, my only 2 options are get him to say sorry or extort money from him?
All right. I won't tell anyone. You have committed a grave sin, but if you show remorse, God will forgive you.
Thank you. I'll never do anything like that again. I swear. I'll pray and go to church and...
Enough already. Farewell, Drat.
Seriously, fuck that guy. I feel pretty confident in saying he may be the biggest piece of shit I have encountered in this game yet, and that's saying something, because there are some truly despicable characters in this game. Right, where the hell is Missalus? I mean, I know I've been there before. I don't think you can fast travel there, because it's not actually a place anymore. It's just on the map as like a point of interest. Burn to Missalus. Here we go. Drat's a piece of shit. But Mikush should have damn well known better. Wandering off into the woods in the middle of the night with a guy who owes you money and you've never met before. I mean, everybody who knows him says that of him. He's too trusting, gullible, and I just hope that he will live to learn from this lesson. So this Hanker guy apparently is actually related to him. Drat mentioned that he talked about dancing with his cousin, Vendula. Vendula, of course, Mikush's daughter, which makes Mikush Hanker's uncle. And
Nice
this
and
talk
slow.
about some argument over family inheritance, which gets me thinking, maybe there is actually more to this story of a buried treasure in the ruins of Messalers. But if that's the case, why is... I mean, if he has treasure, if he has money, why are he and his family living in a collapsed shithole huntsman's lodge in the middle of the woods? Unless there are still soldiers in old Messalers, making it too dangerous for them to go back and dig it up. You know, I don't know. Not the priority right now. Finding him alive and rescuing him, that is the priority. This is Messalers, by the way. No soldiers. Sigismund's army arrived, torched the place, moved on. So there's absolutely no reason why Mikush couldn't have gone... Hang on a minute, somebody's... Oh no, there are some troops. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Somebody's chasing after me. Alright, I can see why it would be too dangerous for Mikush to return and dig up his buried treasure. Okay, fine, he gets a pass. So the crossroads that I'm looking for. Somebody's still pursuing me, holy shit. They're doing well, considering I'm on horseback and they're not. So I think we're approaching the crossroads. Oh, hang on, what was that?
Whoa!
I got a prompt to look at some blood. What did I miss? There we go. Hello. This isn't a crossroads, but perhaps we're not far from it.
Blood. Quite a lot of it too. Looks like they dragged that poor wretch further. I'll have to find out where.
That is a lot of blood. And based on what I know of Mikush's temperament, he probably hasn't inflicted any injuries on anybody else, so that will all be his blood. You know, this would have been a lot easier if I haven't... Oh, no, there's another road. Oh, well, I'm near a crossroads, I suppose. See a wagon over there. This would have been a lot easier, I imagine, if I'd had Mutt with me. People have been asking, what happened to Mutt? Mutt's fine. I got sick of him getting in the way. So he's staying at the Devil's Den with the rest of the gang. The innkeeper's looking after him for me. So I need to keep an eye out. But there will be trails. But if, like I said, if I had Mutt with me, he could have followed the blood trail. This would have been so much easier. As it is, I'm going to have to actually pay attention to physical signs in order to follow. Oh, there's something on the... It's his hat.
That must be Mikush's hat. It looks like it fell off when they dragged him into the woods. I have to find out which way they took him.
There you go, you see? I found his hat now. So with that, I could use Mutt to track him. But Mutt is safe in the Devil's Den, so I'm going to do this the old-fashioned way. More blood. Grabbed at the tree as he was dragged past. I should be able to just follow this. There's kind of a very, very rough trail. And people, and animals for that matter, do tend to follow the path of least resistance. And over time, that will create a trail. People are going to take the easiest path rather than slog their way through the undergrowth. And I'm not seeing any actual tracks, but if there's a trail, you follow it. Because that's generally the way somebody's going to go, particularly if they're carrying somebody who's resisting being carried. You don't want to be climbing over tree trunks and beating your way through the brush when you can just follow the trail that's already there. There we go. More blood. And footprints. So they crossed another track here. Yep. They went this way. A lot of tracking is just common sense. You know, there's no real art to it. Well, I mean, there is. Oh, hello, bloody rag. And more footprints. See, the thing about walking along a trail is because it's a trail, there's less undergrowth, and so if it gets even slightly damp, you're going to leave obvious footprints. Ah, a camp. Well, yeah, more blood. We are heading in that must be the bandit camp. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be particularly sneaky about this one. Middle of the day, I'm not swapping into my stealth gear. I'm going to keep the armour on. I will at least attempt to take one or more of them out quietly. But, and this will depend on how many bandits are in the actual camp, my ability in the middle of the day to stay undetected even in stealth gear is not going to be great. And I don't want to find myself in the middle of a sword fight wearing nothing but cloth and leather. I know there's somebody here because I can hear him talking. And if I could hear him talking, that means there's at least two, because you don't talk unless there's somebody to talk to. Let's get the crossbow ready. Here we go. They're not particularly well armoured, so this shouldn't be too difficult to fight. One down.
Alert! To arms!
Two down. Is that it? I think that's it. I'm out of combat. There were only two of them. Wait, that's not much of a gang. Well, there's Mikush.
Christ. He's on his last legs. Let's have a look then. The burns look ugly, but something tells me they aren't the main problem. The stab wounds are worse. They're red at the edges and are hot to the touch. I think this wound is infected. I ought to do something about it. At the very least, clean and bandage it.
I almost certainly have a potion that can help with the fever.
Maybe a potion would help him. Something healing. That works fast. The better quality it is, the quicker he'll get better. Maybe some herbs would help him. Medicinal ones. They help with healing. If I place them on his wounds and dress them, he could get some relief. I've seen enough. I think I know how to help him. I'll get him through this. I hope I can act fast enough.
I hope you've been levelling up your alchemy skill.
What are we going to do with you?
Because if you can't treat him, he's going to die here, and that'll be the end of this side quest.
I should clean that wound first.
So let's get some alcohol on the wound.
This'll sting a bit.
Ah! That hurts!
The wound is clean. That should stop the pus from forming. I'll give you a healing potion. I'm sure it'll help.
Now, a potion for the fever. Painkiller brew, as the name would suggest. It wouldn't hurt. It would help with the injury, but the fever's the big problem at the moment.
This one should do the trick. Drink up.
Do I have any herbs I can dress the wound with?
I ought to put herbs on that wound.
No, I don't. All right.
But I won't do that now. I should bandage it for you. I'll just wrap it tight. There we are.
Let's get the wound dressed. Prevent any further infection. And, it wouldn't hurt to pray for him.
I'll pray for you. At least your soul will get some relief. How does it go again?
Don't look at me, I don't know.
All praise and glory is yours, Lord our God, for you have called us to serve you in love. Bless Mikush, so that he may bear this illness in union with your son's obedient suffering. Restore him to health, and lead him to glory. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen.
That's everything I can do for him.
Amen.
He should be okay. He can die here if you don't treat him. And like I said, that would be the end of this quest. He's not only been stabbed, they've been torturing him by burning him. to get him to reveal the location of his stash.
Mikush?
Who are you?
Henry. But that's not important now. What happened here? Why did they torture you?
I buried inheritance. I told Hanka that the only person who knows where our inheritance is buried is Svatala.
Your wife?
And then he burned me. So much pain. I told him where he could find her.
Oh, shit.
My God. He took his men and headed out for her. To the hut. You have to save them. Hurry. I'll follow you. Don't wait for me. Their lives are in danger.
Given what they did to the old fella, you can't really blame him for blabbing, but that explains why there were only 2 bandits in the camp. The rest of them are off with their leader, Hanka, his nephew, to go and get his wife and daughter. So I don't have any time to lose. I've got a rescue to get to. Join me in the next episode and see how that works out. In the meantime, I hope you've enjoyed this one. I hope Hans will forgive me for continuing to leave him in the lurch. Yeah, it's fine. He knows what he did. And as always, take care, and I'll catch you next time.